Hi guys. So today I wanted to share about the dream arc. And as you understand, there's so much that we've done during this week with ambassadors here in Scotland, and really looking at the streams that are, they're part of the Gene Key transmission. And there are some of them that there's new information that's going to be shared this year. So Rosy Aronsson had a whole day when we were really going into the dream arc. So for you that have been curious about the living library and maybe every transit you go in and you look at the channel and the programming partner and there's this, you can click on the dream arc and then you will see that each gene key at each level, the shadow, the gift, and the Siddhi has an animal. So there's a codex with an animal for all the 64 and all the levels. And Richard speaks about it as a parallel. So actually you don't even basically need a gene keys. You could just choose to take the shamanic and mystic away and work with the animals and let them guide you. The whole process can be done through that. It's like a medium. The symbols are really, really powerful. And there's so much to unpack and unravel through them. So I wanted to share my experience that day about one of the exercises and really give you an example of what can happen when we tune in. And it's connected to the fact that we are in the Gene Key with a gift of simplicity, that sometimes when we do use the shamanic way, we don't need to go up to the mind and analyze things and go to that complexity that often happens when we do it, when we try to do it consciously. But when we tune into the symbols and to the mystique of the symbols and of the dreams and of the animals and of the signs and synchronicities, then there is something that can emerge in a way that somehow is so simple and unmistakable. So that's what I wanted to share about. So during this day, Rose was guiding us through a meditation. And at the end of the meditation, it's a beautiful meditation, and I was really relaxed and like following. It's like, kind of you didn't know if you were asleep or awake. And there was nothing really special until the end when I saw this owl that was like looking at me with the wise eyes. And I was, I was tuning into him. And first what I got was like, I've tried to live my life as a owl because I've been kind of living in the night and try to become very wise. So like doing a lot to be wise and to be intelligent and not really kind of been living in my body and taking in the moment and living as a human being. And there was something with that where I felt a bit sad and where I felt like, actually, I'm not a bird. I'm a mammal, right? I'm a human being, and I'm here to live life and not only live from my mind, for example, right? And then the owl started to speak to me, and I have been wondering also why the highest frequency, the vision keys, the Siddhis of all the gene keys, are birds. Why are they the highest frequency, right? And then the owl said, the birds are the Siddhis because we don't have a solar plexus. And he said, we have a heart that is free and intuitive. And that made me remember what I always speak about in many of my videos. I speak about the split, between the lower chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, with the higher chakras of the heart and up. And that split, what we're doing now in humanity, is that we're purifying our solar plexus and the distorted emotions, the shadow emotions of victimization and reaction desire, weakness, all these emotions, so that we can start to live from a heart that is pure and that is free and intuitive, right? So I understood what he said to me, and that is the process. And at the same time, that we cannot rush in to have that and to try to become an owl, or to try to become a Siddhi, or a human being. That's a bypassing. It doesn't really work. We kind of have to go through that process, right? So sorry. So we were invited to go outside and to connect with nature. So when I was taking on my shoes, I had a shelf in front of me, and right like in the level of my eyes, this was in front of me. I was saying that the dreams and the synchronicities and the signs, that is one of those synchronicities where it's not something that you figure out. You just have the sign there that you're on the right track, and something magical. Like there is there is a magic in the real, like in the reality in that moment. So I started to walk, and then I started to see my own body graph, and the split, because I have a split between the throat. So the throat is connected to the heart, the G center, but then that's split off from the root and the spleen and the sacral. So it's kind of that split that I've been speaking about. So seeing that as I was walking, and then when I came in, I was like, let me look at, because I didn't know which gene key, the owl, which Siddhi that is. So I checked, and I saw it's the 48. And then that made me, wow, in my body graph, I can bridge my split with that 48. So I am actually going to show you guys my body graph so that I can explain. So here you see the 48. So first of all, the split. I have those two centers that are connected with each other through the channel 31-7, but they are not connected with the three centers on the lower centers, the sacral, the root, and the spleen. There's a split. So if we fill in the 48, that split becomes connected, and I become, like I was saying, the energy can circulate through all the chakras, like easier, with no split. And my preferred way, which is something that we don't decide it consciously, it's something that happens by energetics, have been to bridge it with a 29. So the 29 is about commitment, and I've been overcommitting in my life because it feels easier. It feels like I'm more whole. It feels like I have a purpose when I overcommit. And I would say I have also been attracting partners in my life that had a 29, most of the times in their activation sequence. So that 29 is really strong. And now it was like the owl was telling me that actually that is not the correct way for me to bridge my split, or to live my wholeness, you could say. Actually, the 48, which is about depth, we call it the well, it's by reclaiming my depth and my humanity that I actually become whole. And it's really important for me I am a sacral generator. So for me to connect that sacral, that instinct, that intuition, the basics, the root, to connect that with the throat and the truth, that's when I become a whole human being. That's when I'm not pretending that I'm a bird already with a free heart. It's so important for human being, for mammal, to like live in our body. And it was showing me how to do that very, very specifically. And it's not something that I had to figure out. It was really just shown to me. And that's what happens with the dream arc, and with using the shamanic and the mystical way, and using everything that is around us can be a medium that is carrying the insight for us. So for me, it was just really powerful way of seeing the energetics and reclaiming that part of me that I have also been trying to bypass, and to realize that we are here to be human animals, and to live everything that life is. So if we start to just living from the head, or if we start to just living during the night, and if we try to put on a custom, the bird custom, that's not ours, there is a bypassing of truth. And for me, whether we use the gene keys in the book or we use a dream arc, it's actually pointing us back to what is true for each one of us. And I just kind of, with this video, I just want to show the power, of symbols and dreams, and how to actually take that seriously somehow, because there are all those messages that are there for us when we tune in. So thank you.